winners? Let the pros show you how to make money. General Manager Al DeMarco, a regular contributor on Fox Sports, MSNBC, and Comcast Sports TV, brings over 25 years of handicapping experience to the table. CEO Steve Budin, the author of Bets, Drugs, and Rock and Roll, is the man responsible for creating the online betting industry. Together, they lead PickNation.com, your #1 source for winners.
It's nearing the end of the NFL season, and that means we've got Saturday football. I didn't say we had good Saturday football, but we have Saturday football. We've got Dallas taking on Tampa. Dallas coming off 2 heartbreaking losses, first in Arizona because Jason Garrett can't figure out when to call a timeout, the Ice's own kicker. And then last week at home, blowing a 12-point lead in the fourth quarter and losing to the Giants.
At least the other team iced the kicker that time.
Yes. And then, of course, we've got a Tampa Bay team that, hey, looked good for a couple of minutes last week at Jacksonville as they were up 14-0. And then they gave up 41 unanswered points for their 7th straight loss. Hi, everyone. Al DeMarco here along with Steve Budin. This is the special Saturday edition of the Countdown to Kickoff program, the only nationally televised show that breaks down all your action from a point spread perspective. And, Steve, you know, the one thing we know about this Dallas team, when they're laying points as they are today, they are not a team that you want to endorse in Vegas.
No, the last 5 times they laid points, they didn't cover. But look, at the end of the day, we know Dallas, terrible in December. They go from clutch to choke right in front of everyone's eyes. But this Tampa Bay team, they're dead on arrival. If there was one game that I would want to buck the trend with, it's this one. Call me crazy, but I'm going with the Cowboys here. I think they get the win. I think they get the cover. But I am also going to call up a little insurance, buy the ½ point down here, because at this point, these lines are very sharp as we get to the end of the season.
Yeah, I mean, this Tampa Bay defense hasn't done anything. I mean, and this was supposed to be the cornerstone of this young team under Raheem Morris in this year of his tenure.
I think scheduling hurt them a lot. They seem to be out of the country and then flying across the country. This was a bad schedule for them, but they do stink.
Well, you know, last year they won 10 games and everybody thought, oh my goodness, this is a team that's ready to make a turnaround. But, you know, I kept looking and telling everybody last year they won 10 games against bad competition. Now they had to step up a little and they got their you-know-what's kicked this year.
Agreed.
Defensively, they can't do anything. They're 28th in the league at stopping the run, giving up 140 yards a game, 4.6 yards per carry. So even though the Cowboys lost DeMarco Murray last week, unfortunately, to the ankle injury, they've now got a rested Felix Jones, who ran for over 100 yards against the Giants, to carry the ground game. And this Tampa Bay team can't stop the pass either. Ranked 27th in the league, they're giving up an average of 62% completions on the season to opposing quarterbacks, and they've got no pass rush. 20 sacks through 13 games. You know Troy Aikman. You know Troy Aikman wants to face this Tampa Bay defense, guys. I'm telling you right now. The hell with Tony Romo. Troy hasn't played in 6 years. He can probably throw for 300. But you know Tony Romo doesn't even have to be concerned with his own happy feet when he's got that much time in the pocket, and I think he's going to shred this Tampa defense.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. You know, Dallas, if they had lost if they had won the last 2 weeks instead of losing, you know, they may come into this game and it may be a look ahead. You know, they may look at Tampa Bay and overlook them and come in real, you know, and lose this game. But I think because they lost the last 2 weeks, they're extra focused, they're extra determined, and they're not going to let a crappy team get by with a lackluster effort. I think Dallas wins this game easy.
Yeah, absolutely. In terms of the total, you're looking at right around 46.5 points. Listen, the Cowboys have gone over in 19 of the last 29 games. You know, at first glance, I'd say, oh, take the over. Problem is, I don't know if Tampa's going to be able to get any points on the board against Dallas.
And I think it's usually a field goal fest when these two teams meet. Dallas away from Dallas, can't close in the red zone. I'm going to go under the 46.5 here.
Yeah, I think that would be my hunch here, but I'm with you, Dallas. And again, if you've got 7.5 in this game, you absolutely have to buy the ½ point down for insurance. You may not believe in buying the ½ point down in insurance or up based on whether you're on an underdog or a favorite, but trust me, as a guy who had the Bears last week, minus 3.5, bought down to 3. Very happy to walk away with the push in that contest. Quick word before we go. Guys, remember, we're running a free fantasy football contest over at DraftStreet.com. $300 of my money at stake, and the top 7 finish in the money. But, Steve, this is not a contest that they have to wait till January or February to collect on.
And that's why guys like me and you never were really interested in fantasy football before and never really thought it would catch on. Well, boy, were we wrong, because they changed it from all year long to each and every week, instant gratification, like Al likes to say. You put your team in on Sunday, and Monday night, as soon as the game is over, they post the winners and losers, and you can go ahead and collect your money. Al, if that's not action, I don't know what is.
Right, guys, you've got a $100,000 mythical bankroll. You've got until 1 o'clock Eastern Time tomorrow, Sunday, to enter and finalize your roster. You draft a couple of quarterbacks, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end. I think every week this year I've taken Jimmy Graham of the Saints, by the way. But listen, that's it. You go ahead, and it's $300 of my money on the line. It's a free contest to enter, and the top 7 of you finish in the money. Steve has finished 4th and 10th the past 2 weeks.
I'm on it.
I finished 71st.
I am on it.
Hey, check it out, draftstreet.com. Use my last name, DeMarco, for your free entry. That'll do it. We both agree Dallas is the play here. Maybe a little lean on the under, but this is not a game we're even going to watch, let alone probably bet. So that'll do it, and make sure you catch tomorrow, Sunday's edition of the Countdown to Kickoff program, as we break down all of your games once again from a point spread perspective. For Steve Boonin, Al DeMarco, catch you again tomorrow.